Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to what has become pretty quickly my favorite farm that I've been working on so far. This is Brook, also known as Hofgut. It's a different map. I've done things slightly differently than I normally do. That includes really not doing much crop. Mostly we're working on cows and selling silage bales. Though the silage bales we've done before in other scenarios, but they work pretty well on this map because we have a place that pays pretty well for them. So here we have our cows. I'm just going to... Okay, so one thing that happened, there was a magical occurrence that happened between this episode and the last episode. And that I thought we had a New Holland, but it turns out we didn't. We actually had this case harvester in here. So that's that. I think that might be some magic that happened, but not sure yet. But yeah, we had a New Holland, and it's that same New Holland that's in every single episode or every single beginner farm, and I'm already tired of it. So we have changed that over to a case harvester, even though that one was the same one that was used on every map last time. Because we're using case equipment mostly on this farm, it does match. So we have equipment way out here. I just kind of need to get re-familiarized. We have harvested all this grass and mowed it. I know we were fertilizing, and I think we're done. We've planted our crops. It's fertilized 100%. We have oats growing. And the harvester doesn't need to be too big because really this is all the crop that we have growing on this farm. Everything else that we're doing is grass related. So actually it might be time to just kind of let the grass grow. Though I need to figure out if we're fertilized 100% on all these fields. Nope, we're not. We have to finish this section here. So we'll go ahead and pop in our Magnum tractor and finish that up. And then we will fast forward time and get to the part where the grass has grown again. Get to that exciting part. Hopefully the weeds will not have come in. We do have a weeder for our crops. I don't think we haven't been getting weed on the grass. So that's like an oxymoron if you're a drug user, but for the rest of us, there's no weed on our grass. I don't know why I don't have any sound though. That's a little bit disturbing. So hang on one second while I figure that out. Because the volume master was turned off for some weird reason. Don't know why that happened, but okay, so here we go. Somebody said they like to watch my videos when I start farms because they like to see what mistakes I make so that they don't make the same mistakes. Thanks, I think. But it is true. I do make some mistakes here and there. Might be true. Okay, yeah, I make a lot of mistakes. Things like buying the New Holland, that telehandler, or the skid steer. It was not the right size for my awesome farm setup, since it can't pick anything but bales up. Now we might do an X tractor. I don't know why I went to switch to that subject, but at some point I might, for storing silage for my cows, I might do that because it's kind of cool. And then we can just, deliver them into the cows. We'll see. I kind of like that idea, silage baling. But so far our cows have been productive. We've only been around for like a day or so. So it's going to take some time to actually see some money come out of those cows. In fact, I don't even think I have a trailer to deliver the milk yet. But we're going to let that build up some. I would eventually like to get a semi-truck for our milk deliveries and maybe other farm duties. We'll see. The way that the prices go on the silage, I think we'll be able to afford stuff fairly quickly. But to be honest with you, for a starting from scratch farm, we're actually not doing too bad monetarily. Now, I know we only have $9,000, but we've done a lot of purchasing, so we will get that all settled. We will shortly have more money. But I think I already rented the Big M mower, so we'll bring that up from the shop. So I'm going to go ahead and finish this, and I will catch up with you guys in a moment. Well, it looks like I'm going to run myself out of fertilizer here. Let's see what happens. I'm thinking I might have to go all the way back down to the shop to get some more. I might mow the cow pasture tonight before I fast forward time, just to get a little bit more money, because we're going to get that nighttime loan that's going to hit our account, and that's going to be probably $10,000. So I think I need to get maybe another $5,000 or $10,000 in there. We can probably pull that off of that field easily. The cows aren't going to like it because we're going to mow away their grass, but I have seen farmers in real life that actually do mow their cow pastures. So usually it's more about weed control, that kind of stuff, and not necessarily about getting food. But there are farmers out there that do that. Oh, by the way, that was a tip from a farmer who's a viewer also. So, yeah, honey.
It says leave film on tray, so I just leave the plastic on top of it.
Make sure you're reading the conventional oven instructions. But yeah,
leave film on tray. Won't it melt?
It shouldn't. I've done it before and it doesn't. I don't know. I might make it. We'll see. We're really going to be close. If it doesn't cover it all, I'll probably just leave it. Like if I'm out of fertilizer and I can't come back and finish this off, it's not the end of the world. It's a very small section of the field that I'm not getting. And to be honest with you, it's only for like a 10% increase in yield. So we'll just probably leave it as it is. But it was so close. Oh man, I don't know. 70, 67, 65. 5. 4. 3. We're going to make it. We're going to make it. 2. Come on. 1. Oh my gosh. And 0. We made it. Could that have been any closer? It was literally on the 0 that it finished off. Sometimes life is funny. Sometimes things just work out. So I had fun in the UK visiting Simone and her daughters. We got to see some cool stuff. I will say that after being there and seeing the roads and how... Oh, no, I missed a whole spot here. Oh well. It was really neat to see the road setups and the cars. They have a really cool car. All the cars in UK are cool. They got really just a huge selection of really sweet-looking hatchbacks. You know, I love hatchbacks, and there's just... Skoda makes some good-looking hatchbacks. I mean, there's every brand of car. There's, Peugeot, Citroen. They all have cool hatchbacks. Everybody's got cool hatchbacks available. So it's like a hatchback extravaganza. But the other thing is the roads are much, much narrower. So it isn't like the USA when I was complaining about Euro Truck Simulator, the roads being too narrow. They're actually very realistic in that game, and they're worse, I think, in real life than they are in the game. The game actually makes it a little bit easier than it is in real life. I can't believe what truckers have to deal with in Europe, in the UK at least. The roads are just so narrow and tight. So I take back everything I ever said about them not being a certain way, because they are that way for sure. It's pretty intense. Right, so there's that. So we are going to have to no, let's see. Our oat crop is 100%. So we can put that away. There we go. And we're going to go ahead and pull this tractor out. We do need to put this lime away. So we're going to just make a visit right here. Nope, hop out. Grab the Manta 2. The Mana 1. Where is my pickup truck? Whoops. You fudgesicle, you. Silly boy, drive straight. I don't know why this thing is so hard to drive straight. It really doesn't do well. Oh, there it is. I missed the forks altogether. So I got to... Anyway, I was impressed with the roads. Like, the truck drivers there have a lot to do with. The trucks are smaller than they are here. A little bit. Not a lot. But they are a little bit smaller. Trailers are smaller. Like, everything's a little bit... Just a hair size down. But there was a lot of trucks, too, that I saw that were built with the 2 axles up front and 2 axles in the rear. A lot of them. Like there's they're everywhere. Construction trucks. So unlike America, where all our trucks have like a front set of wheels to turn and then two back sets, over there it's they have two up front and two in the back, and that was really weird to see. So like the front two sets of wheels turn. I'm not sure why they do it like that. Maybe it's just better weight distribution, better for the roads. Maybe, I don't know, but they're everywhere. Come on, pull off. There we go. Once again, it's getting used to the physics. They're not. It's not that the physics are bad here. It's just that they're different. Some of them, but if you don't get the pitchfork right, and that's more. I really don't like this telehandler. I'm regretting buying it. I almost want to go for one that's the other style. Like what I don't like about it is this. Having the front turn separately makes it much harder to get this straightened up to pick the pallets up. And I don't like the way it steers either. I'm not super happy with this. I like the Manitou in 17. I don't like it on this version of the game as much. Alright, there we go. But we got it. And I don't think I'm gonna go through the effort of trading it in, because that's a headache. One thing I didn't like about the UK was the electric plugs. They're redonkulous. Those things are so huge and silly. But I guess they are a lot safer than the US plugs, but I do like at first I didn't like it, but I do like the fact that the walls all have separate outlets on them, like are separate switches, so you can, this is why he's down here. You'll notice the color is correct now, though. My truck is Onyx, and he's still Onyx. So that's pretty cool. So we're going to buy, let's see if we can fit. Doesn't this have fasten downs, tie downs? Oh, I guess it doesn't. Can I open the back of this truck? Honk. Nope, it doesn't. Well, we're gonna buy one more thing of fertilizer since I'm out. Could probably get the big fertilizer tank. There we go. So we'll get that, and we'll have our rental. Our renal. There she is. We'll load that into the back of our pickup truck. Now, one of my viewers, I believe it was Taylor, found a modded pickup truck, a Chevy, it's like a vintage Chevy pickup truck. It looks really good. We may get that for the farm, trade this one in and get that, because once again, this model has a lot of flaws on it, and that one, wow. This is not good. It's only 3,000 liters. It's not like it's that much. That's weird. So we can pick up the other ones. So we can pick these up. Well, that's going to be a pain. I'm going to have to come down here with the tractor and... Wow, that's really annoying. I'm going to have to bring my forklift down here to grab that. Oh well. We'll have to make it a big trip then, I guess. We'll buy 2 of those. Because what's going to happen is, I'll use my pickup. Wait, I gotta quit buying these. I'm out of money. I forgot. No more money, stop. Okay. Whoops. Well, I thought that could lift. I thought this would be able to lift those, but I guess not. So we'll have to go with the smaller pallets if we want to use this. That's annoying. But we'll sort it out. frig. I'll use the telehandler. I'll just drive that down. Meanwhile, we need to go make some money. So we've rented the Krone Big M. We're going to take this and do some damage to the cow field. Sell some bales tonight before bedtime. It's only 5 o'clock in the afternoon. We can work for a couple more hours. Wife's going to be mad because we're going to be home late for dinner, but that's right, we don't have a wife. We live in a trailer. Oh, and by the way, that green trailer, I found one in Europe, in the UK, that was just like that on the UK farm, just like Marwell Manor. The farms up there do look like Marwell, and I saw several green trailer homes. All right, I'll be back once I get back to the farm. The super mower from outer space has arrived. So we're going to go ahead and take this into the field. And fold it out. And I want to make sure this is in, let's see, we want to make sure it's in row mode. So left control Y. There we go. And we're going to go ahead and start mowing. Alright, cows, look out. Now, interestingly, this is not putting it in as neat of a line as I thought it would. Still, it doesn't... we might have to windrow it still. I mean, look at that. That's a pretty sloppy line. This used to put it out in a nice, neat windrow. That's kind of annoying. Don't know why they changed that, but... okay. Tell you what, though, this thing's much easier to run. What? Why? What's he need? Put that down here. All right, so... mow this area here. Ta-da! So that's a little bit disappointing. I thought that this would make it... I mean, I've used it before, and it was much neater when I did it. I don't know why it's not kneading it up, but hopefully the baler will just collect it. I want it to make like 2 passes on each thing. Well, maybe I will. We'll have to see. I have a feeling if we keep the lines neat, we should be fine. How now, brown cow? What a mess. Look out! Alright, I'm not going to avoid the cows anymore because that's making a mess of the lines, but if in pretend world we don't want to hurt the cows, so in pretend life. In IPL. Look out, cow. I'll have to mow this area too. We have very docile cows. They don't really care, seem to notice what's going on with the mower. They're just hanging out watching. Sweet. Okay, well, I'm going to keep mowing. I'll see you guys in a little bit. I'll tell you what, this mower makes it pretty fast and easy, but to be honest with you, if you have a bigger tractor for your farm already, my case is not nearly big enough, but if you have one of these reversible, like the bigger fence or the Valtra, and I believe whatever the larger Valtra, it might be the T series. I guess T series is some YouTuber or something. Every time I say T series in a video, people get all excited. Anyway, but yeah, like the Valtra T or S or whatever the larger ones are, where the tractor flips around backwards. You can put the mowers, like that 3 set of mowers all together on the back of the tractor and run it backwards, and then put a windrower on the front and drag that behind and mow and windrow at the same time. The end result is about the same, except for you got a cleaner windrow, which, once again, I don't know if that's going to make an issue or not. When we go to bale, we'll find out, but I don't think it will. But anyway, this is such an expensive machine at $380,000 when you could get, $100,000 of windrower and, mowers, or less. It might even be more like $75,000, $80,000 for that setup. If you already have like a T-Series tractor or Fendt reversible tractor, then you wouldn't have to purchase this unit. However, you already have to have the Fendt tractor, so that's where the difference comes in. Or the Valtras, like any of the reversible tractors, where they, like I said, the reversible tractors are where the driver is able to flip around in the cab and run the tractor backwards. That's how they would run the mower setup like that, because it's so much weight. That you'd have to distribute it. You'd use the motor of the tractor to counterbalance the weight of the mowers on the front. So farmers do that, though. I've seen them do it before, where they run it backwards and run a windrower on the front of the tractor running backwards. So on the back of the tractor. You've seen me do it before. That might be just as good of a solution as renting this and doing that. And you actually get a tighter windrow. Anyway, so that, I thought I'd come in and interject that as I'm doing this. This is cool, but there are other ways to do this that are just as effective and maybe less cost effective. Though, those big tractors that can run the 2 mowers on the front and the windrower on the back without tipping over are fairly expensive themselves. But like I said, if you already have one available, like a, once again, like the Valtra N, or whatever the big Valtra is. I think it's S, the S series. Or like one of the Fendt 500 horsepower tractors. That would be enough to do that kind of setup. And so you can reverse the tractor and use it just like this. But you have to have one of those tractors already. Otherwise, it's going to be just as expensive. But I thought I'd just throw that in there. Meanwhile, this is like mowing the lawn with a freighter. It's such a huge mower. It feels like you sit up so high. I mean, look how high up this guy sits, like he's just way up there. It's quite the grand mowing view. Pretty cool stuff. Anyway, I like the Big M. It's pretty cool stuff. There's a cool Big M shot for the front. I need one of those. I need a Big M in real life is what I need. Alright, I finished up the mowing with the mower. Would you like me to mow some more? It gets pretty messy. We clean this thing up. Once again, this does not belong to us. We're leasing it. So we do want to take really good care of it, because I don't want to get fined by the owners when I bring it back. That's what they do in real life. Any kind of damage, uncleanliness, they fine you. because they can, because they're evil. Actually, they're not. They're just trying to protect their investment, too. Let's go ahead and clean this guy up, and we'll put it away. Make this thing like shiny brand new. There we go. Nice and clean. And we'll go ahead and park this in our garage next to our case harvester. Right? Yeah. Actually not. Park it down here. Will it fit? I don't know the answer to that. It looks like it will. Yeah, this should fit. I was worried that it might be a little too tall, but it's fine. Ta-da! Alright, so we have our leased crone parked inside for the evening, which is good. And we're going to hit that baler out and close this up too. And start doing some baling. I just want to see if it'll pick those rows up, and then I'll go ahead and bale it and catch up with you guys when I'm ready to sell. But in the meantime, let's go ahead and grab the baler and let's test out and see how our windrows did. Sweet. So, we're going to turn this guy on. I didn't mean to turn it on. Let's see. Oh, it looks like it'll... no. Oh, and of course it's full. No, I picked it up, so that's good. Let's see. Oh no, it's good. It's sucking it all up, so we don't have to worry about going back with the windrower, which is nice because that would have taken forever. Picked up here. There we go. Alright, cool beans. So this will save us some time, effort, money. Not really, because it's cost a lot to rent that thing, but honestly, it's really not that bad. Well, eventually, I mean, pretty quickly we'll be able to afford to buy one outright. But until then, we'll just keep using the lease crone. I'd say probably maybe 2 or 3 harvests of grass, and we'll be able to afford one of our own. We'll be paying leases, but the lease really isn't that expensive. Once again, once you've paid the main amount of money for the lease, it really is not that bad to pay the daily $1,000 or whatever. Because we're making, I mean, in these, like, in the first trailer full of bales, we will have paid for the loan or for the lease. The main lease cost, and then every one beyond that is profit. And since we're paying, I think, if I remember right, it's about $10,000 a day. That's really not that bad. We'll be making that back in one trailer load. So every other day we'll be making. It'll basically cost it's basically going to cost us $20,000 to make like $200,000. So it's not bad. Now here I am. As you can see there, I did miss some of that. So that's the downside if you're using this. You have to make sure you get right in the center line. Otherwise, you miss part of the pickup. This row seems to be a little more sloppy than the other ones. So you just got to watch that. Because that gets wasteful. Okay, guys, so I'm going to go ahead and finish this up. I'll see you when we're done.